Welcome, whoever's left on planet Earth, to Geek Salad's Road to Infinity War. I'm Andy.
And I'm Mike.
And we survived.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. We are today going to do a final review of the Marvel Cinematic Universe's epic Road to Infinity War by actually doing a full spoilerific review of Infinity War.
Yeah, this is our Road to Infinity War epilogue.
Yes, exactly. Now, I think going forward, we're going to just do these. We're going to do these type of spoilerific type of things as the movies occur. So in July, we'll be doing Ant-Man and Wasp. We'll be doing Captain Marvel in March. And then the untitled Avengers 4th sequel.
Yeah, because I thought they'd announce the title at the very end, but no, it's just Thanos will return. So
Yep, exactly. I loved that. I loved that was the return thing. So yeah. First of all, I just have to point out they broke the opening weekend record. 250. Yeah, they did. $250 million domestic. It put them $2 million over Force Awakens.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it was close.
Although when it's that close, I always wait to see what the official numbers are going to be tomorrow.
But I did, just in a sense of solidarity, wore my Batman shirt today because
I got my
Yeah. Well, I'm wearing my Batman shirt because I just wanted to point out that in a single weekend, Avengers Infinity War beat the entire domestic take of Justice League.
It's fair. It's true.
There is no truth to that statement.
We don't need to rub it in, though.
Okay.
Remember, I did actually enjoy parts of Justice League.
Right, and eventually we'll get around to talking about the DCEU.
Yes.
Eventually.
Yeah.
So, all right. Where do we start?
Let's start at the very beginning.
It's a very good place to start, Mike.
Yes, it is.
I liked, first and foremost, I really liked that they gave you a very quick yet thorough explanation of what each of the Infinity Gems were.
Yeah.
And Wong was the one who got to do that. I like that they gave him the exposition for that.
Oh yeah, Wong actually had a pretty decent role at least in the start of this.
Right.
But I mean, you're jumping over the opening scene where Thanos has pretty much decimated all the remaining Asgardians and
Korg.
We have no idea what happened to Korg. We have no idea what happened to Meek. We have no idea what happened to
Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we do know is that Heimdall is dead.
Yep.
Loki is dead.
However, you got to give the writers credit for letting him say, "We have a Hulk."
Yeah. And then the Hulk proceeded to get the shit beat out of him.
Yeah. That was fantastic. What was nice was because up until this moment, we've seen Thanos 3 times in the MCU. This is really the first time we saw him doing anything other than sit in a chair or grab a glove.
He's a big purple guy.
Turn around.
He likes sitting down.
He does like sitting down. We just see that a lot. But it was great to actually see the character embodied by Josh Brolin, who MVP of the movie, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
One thing we're going to talk about a lot about this movie is that in a lot of superhero movies, the villain is he's supposed to be a secondary character, but they take over the movie. I mean, anybody who plays the Joker in a Batman movie, or they just become the MVP because they're a great character, like Loki. Loki's a great character. Vulture in Spider-Man Homecoming, great character. This movie is not about the Avengers. This movie is about Thanos. Thanos' quest.
I'm just going to point out that the fact they can do this because they've already given all the heroes their own movies, so we know them already. We don't need to spend no more time on them. We can spend all the time, the primary focus on the villain.
Right. And there have been little breadcrumbs here and there, primarily in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, where we find out who Thanos really is.
Yeah, that's really where we got the most Thanos before this movie.
Right. But yeah, no, that first scene, especially with Loki, it's one of those things. You kind of expect that Loki was going to, donate his services to Thanos and betray Thor again. And it was a great double cross, which resulted in Loki dying. But
yeah, so it wasn't all that great of a double cross after all.
No, but it redeemed Loki as a character.
Yeah. And he is definitely dead this time. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Now, if we look at it that way, we have to also assume that Gamora is actually dead, that Gamora is not coming back for a third Guardians of the Galaxy, or Vision, because they are outside of the completionist, the completed gauntlet.
Right. But I've actually heard an interesting theory about Gamora. Because, and it primarily stems from after he does the snap, he goes into that weird realm where he just sees baby Gamora.
Yeah.
And I've heard rumors that he actually went inside Soul Gem, and that was Gamora's soul there.
Oh.
So when in order to get the Soul Gem, he had to,
give it a soul.
Yeah, he had to give it a soul. So that soul could potentially be inside the gem. So maybe there's a wiggle room for Gamora.
I'll buy it. But just going away from that, Thor getting in the ship, they destroy the ship, and then you cut to Earth. You're reintroduced to Doctor Strange and Wong.
Dude,
great little tete-a-tete there about money.
Yeah. And he wants a what was it? He wanted
a tuna on rye.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. And just the introductions of bringing Tony in and having those two interact, and then bringing Bruce in and having him really be impotent in this whole thing. He's one of the most powerful characters in the MCU, and he is completely impotent.
Because after that beating, the Hulk is afraid.
Yeah.
It's something you've never seen. I mean, you barely even seen it in the comics at all.
Right. So I like that story arc a lot. The reintroduction of Spider-Man was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
That with where he sees the thing and he's like, Ned, I need a distraction. And Ned just looks out, sees the spaceship, is like, we're gonna die.
Oh, again, Ned coming to the rescue. Always an MVP there.
Fucking Ned, man. Fucking Ned. Love that kid. Yeah, it's great. A lot of just remembering the chemistry between Robert Downey Jr. and Tom Holland.
Which was
really, it's the beauty of this movie is the way it was written. Really, it almost feels like there was a writer's room, and everybody who had written these characters got to work with the other writers and interact in a way where, all right, on topic, off topic. Did you watch the Simpsons Family Guy crossover,
yes.
right?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes.
Which was obviously written by the writers of Family Guy, who may have watched 4 episodes of The Simpsons.
Which, I mean, I still enjoyed it. I know you weren't a fan.
I'm saying, though, is that it didn't feel like I was watching a show from the writers of Family Guy and the writers of The Simpsons. I felt like I was watching The Simpsons by way of Family Guy. This movie doesn't do that. This movie doesn't have that, because when you get to stuff like the Guardians of the Galaxy, I truly felt like James Gunn had a lot of input in the way that the Guardians were, worked outside of their own comfort zone when they got to interact with other characters in the MCU.
He did, actually, because the Russo brothers have come out and said they went to James Gunn, they went to Taika Waititi, they went to Ryan Coogler. I'm guessing they probably also went to
Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau. Who directed Homecoming?
Oh God, I don't remember his name. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying though. Is that the Russo brothers decided to make this a more collaborative effort.
Yeah,
and it absolutely works.
It's great because the characters feel like they just stepped out of their own movie and into this one. It's not like in Star Wars Rebels,
right?
If you got like Sham Syndulla,
right?
If you see him in season 1, he looks very very different than season 2, because the book that really had a lot of Sham Syndulla in it hadn't come out by the time they wrote that one.
Right.
So there's that disconnect. This one, no, since there's so much synergy, they kept the characters consistent.
Right. I agree with you on that. It's great too, because a lot of these excuse me, allergies. A lot of the characters had never interacted with other superheroes, with stuff like Bruce is back and now has to find out that there's both an Ant-Man and a Spider-Man.
And that the Avengers are completely kaput.
Right. There's also that great bit with when the Guardians retrieve Thor.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's like, who is this dude? He's not a dude. You're a dude. He is a man, a handsome, muscular man.
And then Gamora starts feeling the muscles.
It looks like his muscles are made of kryptonite fiber. Stop massaging his muscles. Right, can we just talk for a second here? Kryptonite exists in the scope of the Marvel Universe.
I don't know if he actually said kryptonite.
According to the IMDb quotes, it is kryptonite. Yeah.
But,
so we have a more official sense.
Plus, he's not Thor. He's a space angel.
He's a space angel.
He's a pirate angel.
Yes. Oh my God! Just because it's one of those things that you kind of forget about how much people fawn over Thor if they've never seen him before.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember? It was the very first episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where Maria Hill is interviewing Grant Ward, and they're talking about the New York incident and about gods. He's like, Thor's not a god. Well, if you've been near his arms, he is.
Yeah, and pretty much like, in Thor Ragnarok, when he's on the streets, you got like these women just fawning around him. Yeah,
and he's great. He'll still do the selfies and all that. It really,
don't get me wrong, Chris Hemsworth is a very attractive man.
He is incredibly attractive. He's also very, very funny. And in this movie, they've done a fantastic job of not forgetting where they came from. This is supposed to be the dark chapter. This is supposed to be the beginning of the end for the first 3 phases of this.
And to be fair, this is easily the darkest of all the MCU movies.
Yeah. I would say so.
It is very, there is, but that's not saying there is not humor. There is plenty of humor.
Oh, there's lots of humor in this movie.
But when it gets serious, it gets serious.
It does. And there are some great acting bits in here. When Thanos goes to get the Soul Stone and is told by a returning Red Skull.
Not played by Hugo Weaving, because Hugo Weaving is too good. He's too good for the MCU now.
Yeah. But what
But
happens
not good enough
is,
for Avengers for a Matrix 2 and 3.
he learned his lesson, right?
Yeah.
When Thanos learns that the only way to get the Soul Stone is to sacrifice the life of someone he loves, and Gamora knows she's got him. Not possible. He can't love anything. And then she looks at him, and then her expression changes.
She sees the tears.
She sees the tears, and that's when she realizes, oh shit.
No. That's not when she realizes. She realizes it when Red Skull says, "The tears aren't for him; they're for you."
Yeah.
Because there is. I mean, you never believe it, but there is one person that Thanos actually loves.
His favorite daughter.
And yeah, it ain't Nebula.
Huh? No, it ain't
Nebula. He was more than happy to take her apart.
Right. So, I mean, that's some great acting. The interactivity, this is one thing I really kind of was hoping for. Peter Quill meeting other Earthlings.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been waiting for that.
Oh, man. The fact that essentially he's the same emotional age as Peter is now.
Oh, yeah.
Was great. The whole thing about,
it's still the greatest
movie ever. It never was.
And just that a crestfallen look on Peter's face.
Yeah. Well, the bit about that really old movie, that's going to go on forever.
Did you ever see that old movie, like Aliens?
Aliens, yeah. There's no way you can beat me. No, but he can, because he's seen more movies than I have. It is quite a fun. It was really fun watching them all interact. That is something that, I mean, when you think about the team ups and how they decided to do the team ups, they made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Something that also worked about this, and this was the biggest hurdle I think the Russos had to go through. Being able to break them up and being able to tell a concise story when you have 25 leads.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you got fought.
Could have been a shit show. This could have absolutely been a narrative shit show, and it wasn't.
Yeah, we've seen plenty of movies where they've got a lot of characters. Hell, we've seen movies where they had like 5 lead characters, and the whole thing goes to shit.
Yeah, well, exactly. It's like, when did you get here?
This one, I mean, we should have suspected it from Civil War, but I mean, when you look at the scale of Civil War and then you look at the scale of Infinity War, like, wow, they can scale up and still keep it concise. Right. That's amazing.
Up until a week ago, the Russos' crowning directorial achievement was the airport scene.
Yeah.
The Wakanda battle scene has completely beaten that.
I mean, not just the entire movie, I think.
It is their version of the Battle of Minas Tirith versus their version of Helm's Deep.
Okay. Yeah.
It's cranked to 11, and there's so much going on, and you can still tell what is going on. But when it happens, when things change, when the mood of the battle changes, you're made aware of that immediately, and you can follow it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when they start getting overwhelmed, like, the all those like berserker creatures, I don't know. I want to say
those are Badoon. I don't know if they've actually classified which Marvel alien race that is. I want to say those are Badoon.
I know they're named on the Lego sets.
Okay.
I can't remember exactly what they're called, but anyway, they're freaking ferocious, whatever they are.
Right. But just the bits in that battle too. And again, now you get new pairings when Thor comes back with Groot and Rocket, and now you can pair up a little bit more.
Oh, dude, when Rocket and when Winter Soldier teamed up.
How much? Gun's not for sale. I'm not asking about the gun. How much for the arm?
He just walks away. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get that arm."
Yeah, but when he grabs Rocket and he's just whipping him around, and they're both just shooting 360.
Oh, that was beautiful scene.
It was nice because there was a lot of pair ups in there you didn't know that you wanted to see, and you saw them anyway.
Yeah.
So I was really, really happy with that.
Shall we talk about the appearance of what's his name? The dwarf.
Oh,
the giant dwarf.
Yes. Peter Dinklage has the best cameo. Because yes, they are the dwarves.
Who are like 3 times taller than Thor.
And he's bigger than Thor. What I liked about him in that also was that he was still that same tortured Tyrion Lannister type, but he looked like he had a lot of fun with that, especially that bit where Thor's going to hold the doors open to let the sun fire up the kiln. And no, Thor, don't. You'll be killed. Not unless I die.
Yes, that is what killed means.
Being killed means. It's so good. I mean, I just don't want to keep quoting lines. I mean, there's so many of them.
Oh, yeah.
There are so many of them. But in terms of how this movie works because this is not a sequel. In fact, I feel like this movie made Age of Ultron look more like a sequel.
All right, fair.
You know? This is an event. And this is an event that is paid off. This is 10 years of blood, sweat, and tears of the people involved with making the movies, with the people showing the movies, with us for going to see them and sticking with them.
The reason I think it actually beat, it's probably beaten The Force Awakens is because, The Force Awakens, we had that long gap where we didn't have anything and everybody wanted to see it. But with Infinity War, we had 10 years of movies getting increasingly better and better and better, and in building our anticipation even more so.
Yes, and that's the beauty of this. 18 movies in, usually about once a year to 8 months to 8 months, 6 months in between. In some cases, 3 months.
Yeah,
and this is a payoff that worked. This is absolutely a payoff that worked. At the end of the day, I feel like this movie is going to be regarded mainly because of its soul-crushing ending.
First, one scene that I absolutely adore with Thanos that I don't think enough people are talking about is when he's down, like when he actually gets to Earth. And, he's just walking through, he's like tossing Avengers side, while Scarlet Witch is trying to destroy the Mind Stone and kill Vision.
Yeah.
And when she finally does it, Thanos walks over and actually he's like caressing her. He's like, I understand what you did. He's showing compassion and respect for what she just did because he knows how she feels. And he respects the lengths that she was willing to go to defeat him.
Yep.
And just how he talks to her is just it's more proof how much of an MVP Thanos is, because this is a character that is deep and layered.
He wants to be the Messiah and the savior of the universe, which, by the way, in terms of deviating from a comic book story, makes way more sense than the physical embodiment of death giving him blue balls.
Yeah, I mean, actually, after my second viewing, I was just thinking that I was just laying in bed thinking before I went to bed. I was like, this is another moment where the story that's in the comics wouldn't quite work as well in the movies, because by shifting the Thanos's motivation to just wanting to save the universe by killing half of it, you give him a lot more layers.
Absolutely.
they're different layers than are what's in the comics. It's still a very layered character, but it's a differently layered character in the movies.
I agree. That scene, though, man, when he finally snaps his fingers and the MCU starts to disintegrate.
You should have aimed for the head.
Yep. It was one of those things. Usually, a well-made action movie will make you doubt the outcome. This movie made me doubt the outcome. You know, I know my mind works that I know there's another movie coming.
Yeah.
All right. And in the back of my mind, I know, well, this movie's running long. How do we resolve this so we can move on to the next movie? And I feel like this movie did a great job of building that tension, making it feel like we need, there's going to be more to this. And then it just, when it finally happens, you're so shocked by how it happens.
And not only that, you're shocked by who ends up getting
who disappeared.
Yeah. I mean, dude, they just killed Black Panther after one of the most successful movies of all time. They killed the main character.
Black dude had to die.
Well, not only that, but they also killed Sam.
Yeah.
Falcon.
Everybody, but how many people are gone? One of the reasons why I'm kind of afraid to show this to my daughter is because when Peter realizes that he is dying,
oh yeah,
she is not going to be able to handle that. That's tough to watch.
I don't. Oh man, that's out of all the deaths, that one is probably one of the roughest because he's like, I don't want to go. And then his last words are, "I'm sorry, Tony."
Right. And the thing is also is that in Homecoming, Tony says to him, if something happens to you, that's on me.
Mm.
So
yeah. So let's go through the lineup that's remaining.
Yeah. So we got Cap. We have Iron Man.
We've got actually. What's weird is almost the entire. Well, we don't know about Hawkeye, but the entire original Avengers are still around.
There. Yeah.
So we've got Cap, Iron Man. We've got
Black
Widow. We've got War Machine.
Hulk.
We've got Thor. We've got Rocket, Nebula. And Hulk.
Right.
Banner.
I said Hulk. Yeah. It's a tiny team to go with. Now, I do believe that, in terms of the Stinger, that Captain Marvel, first of all, is going to get a grand introduction come March, and then in May, she's back on.
Oh yeah.
She's coming in. I really believe that this is where they introduce Adam Warlock. The thing is, he's integral to the comic book. So if they decide not to do that, then I'd love to see what they want to do with it.
Actually, what they might, this just popped in my head, what they might want to do is end Avengers 4. You can bring back everyone but Gamora. And then when they encounter Adam Warlock, he's the one that ultimately helps bring Gamora out of the Soul Stone. Right,
because he is in possession of the Soul Stone.
Well, in the comics, yeah.
In the comics, yeah. So maybe he gets to be the curator, he gets to be the keeper of it.
Yeah.
I mean, we could be talking for hours on this. I think overall, this movie is phenomenal. This movie is a gut punch.
Yeah.
But it's an entertaining gut punch.
And it's an earned gut punch.
This movie, this is one of those movies that has done its homework, has done its legwork. It's ready to go. It is an amazing movie. It's the test of time is really gonna see where I actually rank this.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to put it on my list yet.
No. Maybe by the time the Blu-ray rolls around.
I might see it one more time. One or two more times in theaters. I've seen it twice already.
All right. I've only seen it once. I need to see it again.
But yeah, I mean, I'm. Yeah, I couldn't. I can't even begin to contemplate where this one might go.
Right. But you know what? It's been a great ride. The nice thing is too, and this is something I don't tend to do a lot. You know, shame on me. I really avoided a lot of the online presence before this movie came out. Like with the immediate release of this movie, once we started actually getting facts and the things started to meld into what it was going to be, I didn't pay attention to any of that. And I think for myself, it made it a better movie.
Yeah. I pretty much, as soon as the premiere hit, I cut off the internet for the most part. I think I just did a couple of quick, brief review, just see like the first line, just to see what a couple of people that I respect thought, just their overall thoughts, and then that was it.
Yeah, there were two reviews that I watched, the spoiler-free reviews, because I actually trusted them to be spoiler-free reviews. Movie Bob and Jeremy Johns, I think, gave very good reviews, and they kept them spoiler-free and made them, they told you what you need to know about why the movie is good, but not what in the movie is good.
Mm-hmm.
So, gonna have to see this one again, though.
Yeah. Hey, if you want to see it next week, I'm down for it.
Yeah, I gotta find time to do that. My schedule is not as flexible as you would think it is. So anyway, and by the way, happy birthday! That was your birthday movie.
Oh yes. Actually, his birthday movie was supposed to be back a while ago, but we got delays. So his birthday movie is actually going to be in
2 months after my birthday.
Yeah, in 3 weeks in Solo.
Yes, can't wait. So anyway, folks, that was Road to Infinity War, the proper version. The epilogues will come. We'll be back to go back to this come July when Ant-Man and the Wasp come out.
Yeah, we do Road to Avengers 4. We do the title, but we don't know what the title is.
We don't know what the title's going to be yet, so can't do that. So anyway, if you think we missed anything, did you like Infinity War? Did you not like it? I don't know why you wouldn't like it. But if you don't, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Also, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. We do like the likes. And you can also check Mike and I out on our podcast, which is Geek Salad, available at the Podbean app, the Stitcher app, and the iTunes app, as well as geeksalad.podbean.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at Geek Salad Radio and on Facebook, Geek Salad Podcast. So until next time, I'm Andy.
And I'm Mike.
Fourth, be nerdful and Excelsior.